Katrina's Creations. This is episode 104. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for watching each week. If you're new to the channel, please click the little red subscribe button down below. And if you click the little little bell icon next to it, you will get notifications anytime I post a video. So let's get started. I have a half-finished object. If you follow me on Facebook or on Instagram, you will see that I finished half of my plaidaptation poncho. It's knit in 2 rectangles. It is a Craftsy kit that is available. It's the pattern and the yarn together on Craftsy for $37.60. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, you can see from the stitch marker where I was last week. And I knit up to the end here. So let me hold this back here so you can see it. And there it is. So I did the knitting, but I also did the overstitching, which is these lines here and here, and they run the whole length on both sides. And like I said, I have to knit a second one of these. This is knit in acrylic yarn. Now, some of you have expressed some interest in this pattern, and I want to be perfectly frank with you. I am an affiliate for Craftsy, and like I said, they have the kit, which is the yarn and the pattern, available for $37.60. To me, that's a little pricey, especially since if you are a Ravelry member, they're selling the pattern for $6. So then you just have to get your own yarn. And the fact that it is acrylic yarn that it's made out of, and the actual yarn that that's used in the pattern is only $3.16 a skein. I'm thinking it might be cheaper to buy your pattern on Ravelry and then pick your own yarn out and go from there than it would be paying through Craftsy for the kit to be put together. So anyway, just throwing that out there because you know me, I do like a bargain. So in case you're wondering, I did not knit the sweater I am wearing, although I probably could have because it's got a lot of basket weave in it. But it was on clearance. I got it for a couple dollars, so I bought one for me and one for my daughter and my daughter-in-law. Yeah. Anyway, we will get onto the works in progress. As you all know, I have been working on the yarn minions are loose today. Last week, this is my Tega inspired poncho. Okay, Tega is a shawl which I'm also crocheting right now. And I will show you that in a couple minutes, but this is the poncho. So I'm I'm crocheting 2 of these at the same time because I don't know how far the yarn will go. So this was last week, and I haven't done anything on this one this week. You can see where my stitch marker is right here. So that was last week's work. And so this week I have spent time getting caught up to the other one. I haven't made it yet. I got that far. So I'm getting ready to put the next red stripe on, and then I have to do another section of this, and then I'll be equal with this one. So I'm trying to knit them at the same time so that I have a poncho that's even in the front and the back when I finish. So that is crochet project number 1. If you notice different background back here, it's like later in the evening and I'm filming downstairs in my kitchen. So it's a little bit brighter because I'm sitting at my kitchen table. So I've got a lighter wall behind me and stuff. So it's a little bit brighter than normal. But anyway, that's the way it is. So yeah, you guys are my friends, so you understand. I didn't feel like hauling everything upstairs to the craft room to film and then carrying it all back down again. So my next work in progress is a knitted project that I am knitting for the Yarn and You Girl podcaster, who is Janine McCarty. And I am making her new sweater pattern. It is not released to the public yet. It is called the Cooper Spur Pullover. And you can see my stitch marker where I was last week. And I have done here. I am now at the arm increases. Now, I did want to explain a little bit about this. If you notice the bottom part here, there's the crisscross sections that are done with this colorway. And the solid sections here were done with this, which is a little bit more rustic yarn. They're both finger weight yarns, but this is a superwash merino and it's very soft. This is not. So since I'm at the part where the arms are getting the increases done, because this is knit from the bottom up, I wanted to kind of switch the colors up a little bit for a couple of reasons, just to give it a little visual interest, but also because this is a sturdier yarn than this is. Like I said, they're the same weight, but this is definitely a heftier, sturdier kind of workhorse yarn. I got afraid that as the weight of the sweater grew, as it got longer, that it would put too much strain on the weaker yarn and it would end up pulling and drawing kind of like this. I've had a sweater do that where I had a merino wool for the yoke and the rest of the body was a more rustic yarn that was also the same weight, but just the weight of the sweater pulled it down to the point the yoke wouldn't stay in place right. So I don't want that to happen with this sweater. So what I am doing is I just switched it up a little bit and I'm now doing the X's in the solid color and I'm putting the variegated color in the center. And the other reason is I don't have as much of the variegated yarn and I don't want to cut myself short. Sorry about that, I bumped the camera. So, yeah, that is the Cooper Spur Pullover. And I will show you what the pattern actually looks like. There it is. She knitted hers in a solid color. And it comes in quite a few sizes. I think it's like from extra small maybe all the way up to a 2X. So we won't mention what size I'm knitting, but it's going to take a lot of yarn. We'll just say that. Yeah. Anyway, that is that project going on. Then I have the design shawl that I have been working on. And I did not get a whole lot of, I didn't get very far this week on it. I did work on it some, but it's 300 stitches all the way across. So it takes a while to make some progress. But here is where I was last week. So I've knit up here. So I've knit about 8 rows back and forth. So, and I've showed this several times before where it's narrow at this side and this side is much wider, and each of the darker sections has a different pattern to it. And then the center section is just garter stitch. So, yeah, that's as far as I got with it this week. Now I'll show you my other crochet pattern that I have going on, and that is the Tega pattern. It is by Johanna Lindahl of Mijo Crochet. Here's what the pattern looks like. And it is a free pattern on Ravelry. It does come in other languages, so if you speak English, make sure you get the English version. And I've worked a little ways on it this week. Here's my marker where I was at last week. So I've just gone down to here. And this is being knit with Plymouth Yarn's Hot Cakes, which is a wool and acrylic blend. And there it is. So even though it doesn't look like I've done a whole lot, it's because it's getting bigger at this point, so it takes longer to go back and forth. So, and there is an edging that goes onto this when I finish, so I do need to look at the pattern as I get a little bit closer. Right now I've got plenty of yarn left, but as I get a little closer with finishing up some of the yarn to make sure I have enough space for the edging to go around it, because I don't know how well it's going to show in the pattern, but there you can see kind of a little bit of a lacy edge to it. And I am fairly new to crochet, so anything that is brand new is a challenge to me. Yeah, so you might be getting a holler for help when I get to that section. We'll see. Hopefully I will be able to handle it. So that is my Tega shawl. And last but not least, I had been working on the white horn shawl. This is what it looks like. It's part of Interweave Knits magazine, and this is with the, it has kind of a notch in the center of the pattern. If I hold it here, you can see it a little bit more. You can see it has kind of a scoop right in the middle. And that's kind of like a fans and feathers type of thing that's causing that. So I'm making it in 2 shades of gray and a black. So this is the top. And I have completely finished all of these little sections here where the notch is formed. And I just, you can see my stitch marker from last week right here. I've gone down to here, and at this point, I think my rows are 246 stitches. It continues to get wider. You grow by about 2 stitches each row. So I took this with me. The only time I've worked on this week was during knit night. So I knitted back and forth here. Because it's at this point I'm in a section where it's just stockinette, so it's just knit and purl stitches with a yarn over increase on the ends. So I didn't have to concentrate much, so I took that with me to knit night. So those are my works in progress. And speaking of which, it was funny, last week I asked, as a knitter, when you have lots of projects going on, you call it cast-on-itis. And so my question to you all was, what do you call it starting all kinds of projects and you're a crocheter? Is there a name for that? And some of you, I heard a lot of the same names. Some of them were a little bit different, but I wanted to let you guys know what the answers came out as. A good majority of you said it was called whip-itis. Others said starter-itis, project-itis, hook-itis, and last, whip-osis. Yes, those were the answers that I got to my question. So I guess I have lots of ones to choose from. Seeing as I'm a new crocheter, I've only got 2 crochet things on the hooks right now. So I might not ever have to worry about that terminology until I get really better. But I'm getting there, a little bit at a time. So now let's talk about the fall along. That is our knitting, crochet, fiber make-along that we've got running. It started September 1st and it will run until November 30th. And to enter, you can either go to our Ravelry group, which is linked down below, or you can leave me a picture at my email address, which is KatrinasCreations@yahoo.com, or you can put it on Facebook, but make sure you put in the post itself that this is for the fall along, so that I know that you've made it between that time frame, because it has to have been started by September 1st. I mean, it has to have been started sometime after September 1st, and you have to finish it before November 30th in order for it to be qualified. And the winner is going to get a skein of West Yorkshire Spinners yarn. So, you guys have been very, very busy. I've spent 6 hours today doing a little bit of editing. I started counting how many pictures I've been saving. Whenever you guys post a picture, I save it onto a flash drive file. And there's over 200 entries so far. Yes, 200 entries. And I thought, if I wait till the very end and try to put this together as a video, it's going to take me forever, because I'm trying to put the names of who's entered this. And if I know what the pattern is, I'm putting the pattern name with it. And so I'm putting captions with a lot of the videos, or a lot of the pictures as I go. And so I thought, well, I want to at least start and get through the 200 that I've got right now. And then I can always add to it easy enough, but I want to get the big bulk of them done because we've got a little over a month yet to go. So we're only 2/3 of the way through the fall along. So if you haven't gotten your project in, you still have time to do so. Yeah. So anyway, I've been busy trying to put together a little video because when we finish, at this point, the video is 16 or 17 minutes long. And I know that there will be more projects to add to it. So it's actually going to be a separate video with the winner announcement at the end of the video. When I put that up at the end of November, well, I guess it'll be up like the 1st of December. So, yeah, that's what's going on with the fall along. Now, I did want to make a correction as well. 2 weeks ago, I was sharing the names of some new podcasters to check out, and one of them I completely spelled wrong and pronounced it wrong. There is an artist. She does fiber things too, but she also does some gorgeous drawings, and her name is Sushi, not Shushi, like I pronounced it. It's Sushi, and I'll put up here how it's spelled because I misspelled it too, and that way you can actually find her if you would like to check out her channel. So next, let's talk about some acquisitions. Now, if you watched Monday's video, you'll see that I got more Hobium yarn. So I'm just going to show it to you briefly because I did put a video up already. If you want to check that video out, if you click the little letter I that's up here in the corner, that will take you to that video. Now, this is my second time I've ordered from Hobium Yarns. They are excellent. I have not been disappointed yet. For the shipping to the U.S., it's $10 shipping. If it's under $20, anything $20 and above, it starts dropping down in price. So I think my shipping was $16. And if you watch that video, I do a breakdown on how much it averaged out, including the shipping cost, what the price came out to per skein. And it came out to about $2 and something per skein because you can order in bulk lots. So I got like 5 skeins of this, and I think it was 7 something. And I got 5 skeins of this, and I think it was 9. So I'm very impressed. This one is called Angora Active, and it is yarn art. And it's gorgeous. Those are pretty true to color. Lots of purples, because you know I love me my purples. And it is a 100-gram ball. There are 546 yards or 500 meters in this, and I have 5 of these. So this is a sweater's quantity. However, it is lace weight, so I am not making a sweater by itself out of this unless I use big needles and make a very lacy sweater, which is an option. But it's not going to be a tightly knit sweater because I would be forever making it. Yeah, but anyway, it has a mohair in it, and it's very squishy, and it's got a nice halo. Don't know if you can see there. You can see some of the fuzzies. So, yes, 5 skeins of that, and I told you 5. I have 10 skeins of this because for some reason I hit the button for 2 instead of 1. But I'm not complaining because I can definitely use it. And this is going to be combined with another yarn that I have. But I was looking the other day, and actually these two don't look bad together either. So I could knit these two together to make a sweater. I'm not good enough at crocheting to crochet myself a sweater yet, but I could knit me a sweater with these 2 colors together. It would look really pretty because they do have some of the same colors. So that's another option since I've got lots of this. So that was my acquisitions this week. Now let's talk about a couple of upcoming videos that I've got going on. Wednesday will be our Knitting 101, and we're doing cables this week. And don't be intimidated by the cables. You will be very pleasantly surprised. If you are a crocheter and you've ever crocheted cables, I'm taking a guess that you're going to find knitting very similar. So the technique, I think, is probably very close. Anyway, it's really not as hard as it looks, but we are going to be knitting cables. And we only are going to have a total of 3 more weeks in our Knitting 101 class. Like I said, next week will be week 10. Next week. Wednesday will be week 10. And then the following week, we will do the bind off, or you can continue to make it bigger if you want to. It should be cowl sized by the time we finish it, but if you want to repeat any of the sections or all of the sections, you can make it as long as you would like it to be. So we're going to show how to do the bind off of the stitches. And then the last week, I'm going to show you how to block it. So that will finish up our Knitting 101. But I'm also going to have a couple of other videos coming out in the next couple of weeks. One of which somebody asked me, actually both of these somebody asked me to do. One is how to fix knitting mistakes. Like when you drop a stitch and it literally drops down a couple of rows. You know, when you drop a stitch and it actually like drops down a couple rows. I'm going to show you how to fix that. And if for some reason you have to rip everything off, take everything off your needles and rip back a few rows, I'm going to show you how to put them back on the needles so that they are facing the right direction so you don't have twisted stitches. So that video will be coming up. And someone else asked me to do a very basic video for the brand new knitter as far as how to hold the needles, how to hold the yarn, and a little bit of detail about different needles. So that will be coming up as well in a few weeks. Still putting all that stuff together. So now let's get to what everybody's waiting for. We have had a giveaway going on this past week, and it was in celebration of my 2-year podiversary. And I'm giving away a pattern on Ravelry of your choice up to $6. So let's do the giveaway now. I'm going to turn the camera around. We had 104 entries. I'm using random.org to choose the winner. So I'm going to get you turned around for a second so you can see the computer. Okay, there you can see random.org, and you can see I've got 1 to 104. And the choice was number 101. And the winner is 101, which is Monica Steph. So Monica Steph, and I will write it right across here. You have 1 week to get in contact with me. If I don't hear from you by the next time I get ready to film for next Saturday, which will be Friday, then I will draw somebody else. So get in touch with me at either through Ravelry, or you can get in touch with me at KatrinasCreations@yahoo.com. So congratulations, Monica Steph. And like I said, you have 1 week to get in touch with me, and we'll go from there. And now for our on our Come and Get It segment this week, we have my tote bag and my mug. Those are both linked down below, are $4 off until the 31st of October. So you must use the coupon code KC100 to get that $4 discount. But the $4 off basically gives you free shipping is what it comes down to. It'll pay for the shipping cost. So we have those going on. And my pattern designs on Ravelry are also on sale for 25% off on any of the patterns that are there. And you need to put the coupon code KC25 in order to get that 25% discount. And that is only good until October 31st as well. So you just have a few more days if you're interested in any of my patterns. So that is what's going on as far as me personally. Now let me tell you what's going on the other affiliate sites that I have. that I'm an affiliate of. Pennies is having a sale on their Plymouth yarns, their NACO or NACO. It's a cotton, linen, bamboo blend, and they're selling it for $1.99 a skein, and a skein is 164 yards. So that's worth checking out. Hobium is just running their regular prices, which they can't get a whole lot cheaper. They don't really run sales because everything's pretty much already on sale. Knit Crate. I am a Knit Crate affiliate, and I do an unboxing every month. You can check the playlist up here if you want to check out what I've gotten in the past. But they offer 20% off your very first box if you want to give them a try. And the coupon code for that is KCreations20, and you have to put that in order to get your 20% off. Knit Picks is running, now they're running a pretty good sale, 15% off of everything right now, but you must use their coupon code, which is FALL15. So, like, everything on the site is for sale. So, definitely worth checking out at Knit Picks. Craftsy has their Burnett satin yarn for $1.74 a skein, and Patton's Astra, which is a sock yarn, on sale for $1.80 a skein. So, both of those are pretty good deals. And Lion Brand has 25% off all of their yarn and kits right now. And I don't remember if there was a coupon code for that or not. But if you just follow the link below it, it'll tell you when you get to the site. So, but they are running 25% off all of their yarn and their kits. So that is it for this week. It's kind of short, but it's later in the evening when I'm filming. So stick with me for Wednesday for our Knitting 101 class. And I hope to have those other two videos up sometime in the near future. I'm not sure quite when. Might not be this week, but I'm hoping for next week to at least have one of them up. And congratulations once again to Monica Steph. Please get in contact with me. You will have until Friday of this next week to get in touch with me. If I don't hear from you, then I will be drawing somebody else. So that's it for this week. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and I'll see you again on Wednesday. Bye.